Hey YouTube, Samix Plays here, and today I am going to be showing you how to unlock Ultimate Viessa. We've already done guides on Ultimate Bunny and Ultimate Glay, so Viessa is going to be the next one up. From what I can tell so far, this one does seem like it's going to be easier to unlock than Ultimate Glay because the drop rates are a little bit higher. So if you are getting those stabilizers and things like that, you can definitely like up the chances that you're going to be getting some of these rare materials. Also, just speaking on that, I did manage to unlock my Ultimate Glay. I just got extremely lucky. I thought this farm would take very, very long, but that's how RNG goes. You know, sometimes you just get lucky and sometimes it can take you a while. So depending on your luck, this could be done really quickly or it could be done, it could take a while. I mean, it just depends. That's how an RNG game works. You know, somebody could get it in 10 hours, somebody could get it in 5 hours. It just depends. So with that in mind, going into these farms, always make sure that you are going in with realistic expectations that these drop items are like fairly low, so you will have to rinse and repeat a lot unless you just get extremely lucky and you're able to, you know, get those really quickly or whatnot. So just like all the other guides, what we're going to do is we're just going to go through each material. I'm going to show you where it's at. I'll break it down on what you need to do, and then we will just kind of do like a let's play or a follow guide or what have you. But let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to need is Flectorite. So we're going to go to the White Knight Gulch, and we're just going to go open those resource boxes and ammunition boxes. All right, so we're going to go ahead and teleport to the hatchery. Now, keep in mind, you can teleport anywhere on the map. It does not matter, but if you would like to follow me, you absolutely can do so. So we're going to just run over here, and we're going to loot these ammunition containers. And that's how you do that. It's that easy. It's just the blue mats are super simple. So next we're going to do Hellion. We are going to go to the fortress and we'll just teleport to the defense line. And then you're just going to come over here, scan the map. These little icons will appear and you will be able to loot them. Same thing, all the blue mats are going to be in resource boxes and these munitions. So there we go. We got a little Hellion there. And we got Hellion there. So that's all you need. Alright, next up we have the insulated metallic foil. Okay, so as you can see with the insulated metallic foils, it's going to give you two options here. It's going to give you Slumber Valley and Magister Lab. You are going to want to do Magister Lab. And the reason why is because if I scroll over here to the Ultimate Viessa Enhanced Cells Blueprint, the only way you can unlock it is by fighting Executioner and or Pyromaniac and Frostwalker. So assuming that you can down Executioner at some point, you will have to fight a hard boss regardless for the Enhanced Cells Blueprint. So Executioner is going to be the first hard boss you run into. So to unlock her, you will have to down Executioner at some point. There's no way around that. You cannot get this piece via hacking or normal mode, so you have to fight the Executioner. It's kind of like what we saw with Ultimate Glay. One piece was locked behind a hard boss. It's the same thing with Ultimate Viessa. You will have to down Executioner. The good thing is Executioner is the first hard boss that you run into, so you should be okay. Once you make it to that point, you'll be able to farm this no problem. It just might take you a little bit to get that power to be able to down the hard boss, but the good thing is that it is locked behind the first one that you run into. Alright, so the reason why I said Magister Lab is because pattern 56 here drops Ultimate Viessa. So the other one is going to drop the Ultimate Glay pattern. So you want to focus on this one because you're going to be farming the Viessa mats and this code at the same time, which you are then going to go fight the hard boss Executioner, and then that's how you'll farm the enhanced cells. So let's go ahead and start this up. And we're just going to run through here. I recommend doing it with Bunny. She can just AoE everything and it's going to be the fastest. So you can just do this and you're going to run in here until you fight the elite. And this one can be done pretty fast. It's really not that hard. You're just going to basically spam this to get those metallic mats. And at the end of this, you are... Let me get this guy up real quick. And at the end, you're going to see this elite stormtrooper warrior. And he's the one that's going to drop it. So see how we got 10 metallic foil there? And that's pretty much it. That's how you get that mat. And then you're going to run into this boss right here, Ledgerus the Wild Spirit. He's going to throw ghost thingies at you. Just make sure to dodge those. And he also does have a rocket launcher thing. And then you're just going to go up here and destroy these orbs. And that's how you beat that guy. And you see how we got 2 of the pattern 56s, so they can drop multiples depending on your score, which is really good. So you definitely want to farm this one just so you can, once you're at that point, to spam those hard bosses, or rather spam Executioner specifically for the Viessa piece. You'll absolutely be able to do so. Keep in mind, it is a 6% drop, so you will probably have to have quite a few of these unless you get lucky. The hard missions also do have a chance to drop stabilizers if you just get lucky, so you can also use that to boost the chances as well, but that's how you're going to do that. Alright, next up we're going to go ahead and go to the compound coating material. That it can be found in Echo Swamp. Same thing, munition boxes and resource boxes, so we're going to teleport to the Derelict Covert in Echo Swamp. And you're just going to run around and scan as per usual, and we are just going to... And as you can see here, the compound coating material. And you can also open these munition boxes and compound coating material. So that's how you're going to do that. Next up, we have the Monomolecular Extractor. Whoa, that's a mouthful. And we're just going to go to Agna Desert. We'll go ahead and teleport to Mirage Stone. And same thing, you're just going to run around and scan. All the blue mats are just location based, so you're just going to go in that location. It doesn't really matter where you teleport on the map. See, there's monomolecular extractors, so you're good to go there. You're just going to keep doing that and just keep farming that as much as you need. Next up is the artificial biometal. I highly suggest you do the anticipated ambush point. The reason why is this mission is extremely quick. It's going to be over here in the Sterile Lands. This is also a really good farm if you're trying to farm those code breakers for hard mode to unlock the vaults. You can farm it in normal and it'll give you normal vault mats, and it's also a good resource for like gold and Kuiper and stuff like that. Overall, it's just a really good spot to farm, so we're going to go here to farm our materials. And you're just going to run over here, start the mission, and this one can be done extremely quickly. Highly recommend using Bunny so you can just instantly clear the mobs as soon as they appear. And this Elite Vanguard is going to spawn. You're just going to kill this guy. And see there, we got a code breaker and artificial biometal. This mission's just extremely quick. It takes you like 30 seconds to a minute to finish, so you can farm up these materials extremely quickly. And you can also get, you know, code breakers and things like that. So this is a very good farm spot, and that's why I recommend this one. So next up, we're going to do the Ultimate Viessa Stabilizer Blueprint. Keep in mind, you can do this one in normal. However, the Viessa Stabilizer in normal is going to be a 3% drop rate, which in my opinion just is not worth it. I feel like that's too low of a drop rate to just go and spam normals. I think it's much more efficient to hack the Outpost, because with pattern 91, it's going to be a 10% on the Viessa Stabilizer, which is almost triple the drop rate of the normal mode. Now, you will need Sharon for this. Ideally, you do want to have that skill extension and maximize duration mods maxed up so you get more time to hack these outposts. However, it's not needed. You could do multiple rotations if you find yourself struggling. Pattern 91 is going to be found in the Agna Desert over here on the Storage Volga Strategic Outpost. So we are going to go ahead and teleport to the storage right here. Now, again, you do want to have your world set to private so nobody messes you up while you're trying to hack. So you're just going to come over here, and we're just going to stealth and run in like so. This one does have 4, so again, if you don't have those mods maxed out, it might take you 2 rotations. But if you need to, you absolutely can do that. There we go. And then this is the guy that'll spawn. You can clear out the ads. I found Thunder Gun is really good for this one just because there's so many ads that spawn. Kind of just work them down. You have a good amount of time, so you don't have to stress it too much. Remember, you can go stealth to get that damage boost. And then we're just going to kill the orbs. And you're just going to kill them. And there you go, pattern 91. And there is also a waypoint right under here that you can unlock. Don't forget about the outpost reset. You can teleport out and back in, and it might reset the timer. So I'll go ahead and teleport over here, and we're just going to go ahead and teleport back in, see if we get lucky. And as you can see here, the outpost is reset, so you can go ahead and just do that again. And assuming you got pattern 91, we're going to go ahead and hit the linked reconstructed device info just to make sure we know where we're going. It's going to be the Abyssal Void Fusion Reactor, Agna Desert, the storage. which is going to be right here. And the cool thing about this one is it is right next to us. This is going to take organic and polymer shards, so make sure you do have those shards farmed up before you try and attempt these bosses. And if you are struggling, you could like spam the outpost, maybe get like 5 to 10 of the pattern 91s, and then go farm your shards, and then come back over here and just keep fighting the boss over and over and over till you get your drop. You can, and after that, you can set the world to public if you are struggling with some of these bosses, and I'm sure other people will be doing the bosses, and or once you start it, they'll start fighting the boss with you. So you can absolutely do that, whichever you prefer. If you want to stay in private and fight it by yourself, or you can change it to public if you are struggling, and then you can just kind of see if anyone's farming it with you. And as I always say, if you are struggling and you are not able to find anyone, you can always go to the official TFD Discord and or Reddit to see if anybody else is farming this specific material, and you should be good. So we're going to go ahead and start this up, and as you can see, it's just going to be 2 elite slayers and these guys. So they are just going to be basically like normal elites, but you do need to be careful. Make sure if you are on Sharon, you're just stealthing for that extra damage, and be careful of these wandering mobs. You can kill these. Sometimes they drop the ammo you need, like right there, which is really good. So in this case, it works to our benefit. I would recommend killing the elite slayers first, just because it seems like they die a little bit quicker than the other guys. But you can do it however you want it. You don't have to do exactly like I do it. Again, remember if you are on Sharon to get that stealth bonus damage. These things do have a lot of HP, so just keep that in mind. And you're just going to keep working them down like so. And if you find yourself running out of ammo, as I said, you can just kill the surrounding mobs, and sometimes they will drop the ammo for you. And if you want, you can die on purpose to reset your ammo. It does give you some ammo, so you can just do that as well if you're just finding yourself running out of ammo too quickly. As I said, this is going to be faster if you're grouped up, but you can absolutely do it solo. But depending on how built you are and how far into the game you are, if you need help, as I said, you can always do that. Just set your world to public if you need to. Then you're just going to use the reconstructed device, and it's going to be this one right here, the Viessa Stabilizer Blueprint. It does have a 10% drop rate, so that is higher than some other ultimates like Ultimate Glay, which is locked at a 6% drop rate on all of hers. And then you're just going to open this. We're going to pray to the RNG gods and see if we get lucky. We did not. And then you're just going to keep spamming this and just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, and eventually you will get it. All right, next up, we're going to go ahead and do the Superfluid. It's going to be found in the Sterile Lands. And we can just go ahead and teleport to the classified area. It doesn't really matter. And you can just run over here if you want. As I said, you don't have to follow me exactly. I just kind of teleport to wherever, and I just open the ammunition boxes, and there we go, Superfluid. Next up, we have the Shape Memory Alloy. This is going to be found in Hagios. I'm going to go ahead and teleport down here to the forward base. And then if you want, as I said, you can also just do Bunny to kind of get around the map a little bit quicker with these blue mats. You're just going to hit your tab key and it'll show you where everything's at. And we'll go ahead and loot this, and there you go, Shape Memory Alloy. Next up, we have the Organic Biogel. We're going to go ahead and teleport to Kingston. And we're going to go over here to Kingston Communications Repeater. So we're going to teleport to the Destruction, and then we're just going to run over there and start this mission. And you're just going to come up and defend this Albion repeater. And again, I would recommend using Bunny in these missions just because she's good at protecting stuff. And you can just AoE stuff down. And around 40 seconds, you'll see this Elite Vulgus Grenadier, and you're just going to kill this guy. And there you go, 13 Organic Biogels, and that's how you're going to get that. You might get a little bit more or less depending, but that's pretty much how you do it. It should take you like a minute and a half per run, no big deal. And you're just going to roll down here and then go out here. And that's literally it. It literally takes you 2 minutes. If you want to, you don't have to do this one. This is the one I did. You can try the other 2 missions, but this one I found to be really easy. It's just a minute and a half of protecting the thing. And then the next 30 seconds, you know, you can just wait till the timer runs out and you're good to go. Overall, this match should be really easy to farm, and that's going to be, once again here, the Kingston Communications Repeater. All right, so next up, we are going to have the Spiral Catalyst. Now, this one, depending on, so this one's going to be different depending on what you're going for. So if you're going for the first one here, pattern 70, all of these are going to contain the ultimate Viessa spiral catalysts, but each one is going to contain a different like normal descendant. So for pattern 70 here, it is going to contain it's going to contain a Ajax piece. So if you are farming for Viessa and you just want to also farm for Ajax at the same time, you absolutely can do pattern 70. Pattern 118 is going to be the one that I personally farmed. This also contains the Valby enhanced cells, and pattern 108 is another option, and this is going to contain the Lepic enhanced cells. So depending on kind of what you want to go for, it doesn't really matter. All of these are going to have Viessa's Spiral Catalyst in it. However, I personally went with 118 just so I could farm Valby just in case I did miss and didn't get the piece I wanted. I was still unlocking other Descendants. So depending on which one you want to farm as like your off piece, you can absolutely just pick one of these three and do whichever one you want. I personally farmed 118, which is going to be in the fortress right here at the Frozen Valley Volga Strategic Outpost. So we're going to teleport to the Frozen Valley. And the pattern we're going for here is 118. See how it's going to have that 6% chance to contain the catalyst, as well as a 10% Valby Enhanced Cells blueprint. The normal Descendants also have like higher drop rates, some of them, and the normal hacked outpost. So this is kind of, look at this as like a cherry on top, just in case you miss Viessa, you have a chance to also get Valby, but this wouldn't be the optimal way to get Valby. Some of her pieces are locked behind normal outpost, or I shouldn't say locked, they have a higher chance to drop like, 32% or something like that around there. So just look at this as kind of like a bonus depending on which one you're going for. The pattern 108, if you're going for Lepic, the enhanced cells has like a 32% drop rate, I believe. So it kind of just depends what you want. Me personally, I wanted to get Valby while I was farming for Viessa, so you can absolutely just do 118 if you want. And the off pattern 119 that you get is going to have the Jaber enhanced cells blueprint as well as the Ajax enhanced cells. So it kind of just depends. It's all preference on what your goals are with the game and what you are trying to get for your account. For me personally, I chose this one. So we're going to switch to Sharon. And then we're going to go over here, Frozen Valley Volgic Strategic Outpost. And you're just going to run up to this wall, and then we're going to go ahead and go in and hack it. This one does have 4, so as I said, if you do not have your mods fully built up, you can absolutely do it in 2 rotations. And then we're going to just kill this guy, the Elite Vulgus Warslave, and I didn't get a drop that time, but assuming you got the drop, this is where it would be. And once again, just in case you're new here, so when you scroll over here, see how it says pattern 118, so you technically don't have to hack this to get the one that we're going for. However, if you scroll down here, you also have a higher chance to get a stabilizer as well as pattern 119 for maybe other mats that you're going to go for in the future. So as I always say, it's way better to hack all of the time. There's literally no reason not to. There's no downside. You just have an increased chance to get that stabilizer as well as another pattern. Alright, so assuming you got the pattern, we're going to go ahead and scroll over here on 118. We're going to hit link to constructed device info, and we know we need to go to the Fortress Frozen Valley. And that's going to be down here on the map, down at the bottom here, the Fortress Frozen Valley. So we're just going to run over there. Now, you can go ahead and teleport to the waypoint down here, and you can change to whatever Descendant you'd prefer to do this on. I am going to go ahead and do it on my bunny, and we're just going to run over here, and here we go, Fortress Frozen Valley. We know we're going to have to fight the culted cell Ogonia, yes. Okay, and then make sure you have those patterns and those void shards farmed up. We're going to go ahead and start this, and you're just going to just slowly work her down. Now again, this is going to be easier or harder depending how built you are. As I always said, if you need to switch to public and have other people help you and or find a group, that is completely okay. My recommendation would be to do it in private to hack the outpost and then change it to public after you have enough farmed up. So she does do this block thing that freezes you, so be aware of that, and you also want to dodge these things. You will get frozen. And same thing as usual, we're just going to destroy these orbs and just slowly work her down. See this block thing? It procs really fast, so do be careful. If you do want a little bit more survivability, you can throw on like chill resistance. Also be aware, if you run out of ammo, you can just run up to her and die. Keep in mind though, if you choose this method, she can restore her HP, so just be careful with that. And you're just gonna down her, and there you go. This one can be a little difficult just because of those freezing procs. So as I said, if you're struggling, you can change it to public. I'm sure somebody else will be fighting this. And if not, or you can go ask for help. Then you're just going to use the reconstructed device, open pattern 118, and then we have a 6% chance to get the ultimate Viessa spiral catalyst. Cross our fingers and pray to the RNG gods. And if you want, you can do the other two options. However, I stuck to 118. But you can absolutely go do pattern 70, which is going to be found here in Vespers, the Lumberyard Volga Strategic Outpost. It's going to be the same premise. You're just going to go in there and hack the outpost, and you're going to have a higher chance to get those stabilizers, which is why you always want to hack the outpost. Because those stabilizers can bump you up a few percent. Sometimes it bumps it up quite a bit. So you definitely want to be hacking those to get those increased rewards. And it's just extra mats. Why not, you know? So make sure you are doing that. If you are finding yourself struggling with the 118 pattern with the boss, because I know she can be a pain in the ass, you can absolutely do pattern 108. And if we scroll over here, it's just going to be an Elite Tracker and Elite Vanguard. So this one might be a little bit easier for you. And you would just go over here, teleport here if you still have Sharon equipped. And then you would just hack this outpost and go do this boss. And then it's the same thing as every other one. You're just going to stand behind the wall, pop your stealth. And if you need to, just clear out the ads. And we're just going to kill this Elite Tracker guy. And you're just going to kill him, and we did not get the pattern we wanted, but that's okay. Remember, you can reset the outpost, so I'm going to teleport out. And then we're just going to teleport back in. And then the outpost is going to be reset. As I said, this can be kind of RNG of whether it resets or not. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. They are changing it in the upcoming hotfix to reduce these cooldown timers, as well as rebalance the void shard farming. Pattern 108 to finally drop. For this one, as you can see for me anyways, this one I ended up getting pattern 109 over and over, but I did finally get a 108 pattern, so I will go show you guys that boss, just so whoever chooses to do this one instead of 118 will at least know what the boss fight looks like. So we're gonna go here and hit the reconstructed device info, and we need to go to the Hagios Dune base. And that is going to be this one right here. It is going to be the organic and monomer shards. Now this is going to be a Elite Tracker and Elite Vanguard, which should be considerably less hard than the other bosses. And it's going to be this one right here. We're just going to go ahead and start this up. And then we're going to pop the stealth for some extra damage. And as you can see, this guy's not tanky at all. Now with these Elite Trackers, they do have a lot of HP, but at the end of the day, they are easier bosses. They just take a little while to kill. And keep in mind that they can freeze you, of course. And just keep working them down and you'll eventually kill them. The freeze can be annoying, so just keep that in mind. And remember, if you are doing this solo, you can just run in and die to get an ammo reset. And we're just going to die on purpose there so we can get our Thundergun ammo back. And we're just going to finish killing them. Really easy. It's just they have a lot of HP. That's pretty much it. Really simple fight. The only thing you got to worry about is the freezing thing, and then you're just gonna, same thing, reconstruct a device. As you can see with this one, I kept getting pattern 109 over and over again, but I at least wanted to show the fight, and then get at least one 108 pattern. Again, I did 118, but you can do this one if you want to. And then we're just gonna roll it, and didn't get it. And for the pattern 70 to 71 outpost, it's going to be this one right here, Lumberyard Volgic Strategic Outpost. And same thing as all the other ones, you're just going to run over here, stealth in, and hack the outpost. As I said, remember you can do this in 2 rotations, but you should be just fine. This one only has 3. And then you're just going to kill this guy. Going to kill him, and then we did not get the pattern we wanted, so you can just reset the map. And then, assuming you got the pattern you wanted, you would go up here to the Vesper Ruins. So we're going to teleport to the ruins over here. And you're just going to run over here. And it's going to be this one, Cloned Body Ledris. I don't have the pattern 70, but I just wanted to show you guys the boss fight, just in case you choose to do this one. And this is just going to be like a enemy we've seen before. He's just going to shoot ghost stuff at you that you need to dodge. And then you're just going to work them down. Then we're going to kill the orbs. It's okay if you die, you can, it's an ammo reset, you get up to 5 times, so it's completely okay. As I always said, if you're struggling, you can also just set it to public, and most likely there will be people that are also doing it. And you're just going to kill this guy, and same thing, you would just loot the orb. So those are going to be all your choices and all the boss fights, so you can choose which one you want to do. As far as which one's the easiest boss to do, I would say it would be this one. And then just because this has an elite tracker and an elite vanguard. But keep in mind they have a lot of HP, but they're not going to be like one of those main bosses. It's just going to be kind of like the side bosses, like the normal elites. So yeah, it's all preference. I did 118 because I was going for Valby. It's up to you. Do it however you want it. But that's how you're going to get her Spiral Catalyst. Just choose one of these 3 options, which best fits your account, and you're good to go. All right, next up we have the Ultimate Viessa code. I managed to get lucky and I ended up getting this. You can do this in normal, however, it's a 3% chance. If you do it in hard, it's going to up that chance to a 10% chance. So for this one, you would have to hack the outpost unless you're at the point to where you can fight the Molten Fortress, which I assume you probably will not be. So we're going to go to Vespers and we're going to go hack this outpost, the Volga Strategic Outpost in Moonlight Lake. So we're going to go teleport to this outpost. And you're just going to spawn in with Sharon and you're going to run over there. Then you're just going to run up to this rock here, pop your stealth. Now this one, the outposts are pretty far from each other, so again, if you do not have those mods maxed, you might need to do 2 rotations, because with my mods built up, I only have a few seconds to spare. And then you're just going to clear out these mobs, and you're just going to focus these bomber guys so they don't blow you up. And this guy's really squishy, so you can just focus him if you want. But I always recommend clearing out the mobs just so they're not like perma spawning on you. And we're going to kill the orbs. And you're just going to finish this guy off. And there you go, pattern 75. After you get pattern 75, you're going to go over here to the Vespers Moonlight Late Reactor. Alright, I had to get some shards real quick. I didn't have enough. So do make sure that you have those shards farmed up. This one is going to take organic and polymer, and then you're just going to summon the boss. And this boss can be pretty frustrating, but as I said, you can just work him down and or go in public. He just has a lot of HP. If you want, you can also, if you have a built Viessa, you can use her. I found that she is good at killing bosses, and he's going to make this shield bubble thing. I'm sure you know what this is. You just have to kill the shield, and you're just going to focus the spots on the rotating shield. You're going to see these little shield thingies that are, it's like a shield icon. You're just going to focus those down. All right, once you get them to phase 2, you're just going to kill the orbs like usual, and then these little icons right here, you're just going to shoot them. And we're just going to die again to reset our ammo. Now keep in mind, as I said, you can do this in public, because even though dying does reset your ammo, the boss sometimes heals, and you're just kind of stuck in your animation when you're rezzing, so he kind of gets to heal a lot. So if that is an issue, as I said, you can change it to public. Alright, and then we're just going to nuke him, and that's it. That's how you get the code. You're just going to loot the reconstructed device, assuming you have the pattern. And it's going to be this one right here, pattern 75. You have a 10% chance to get the Viessa code. Just for fun, I'm going to do pattern 74 because I already have the code, and we'll see if we can get the ultimate Lepic piece. It's 32% chance. Nice, we did. But yeah, anyways, you wouldn't use pattern 74. I just did it because I already have the code. You would use pattern 75. Don't use pattern 74. Alright, and then that's how you get the code. Now again, as I said, if you just find yourself struggling or you want to kind of gamble and see if you get lucky, you can just go here and do the pattern 38 and just spam this over and over. However, it's kind of up to you. Is it worth that 7% difference? For me, no. I would rather do it in hard, get the 10% chance, plus have a chance to boost that with a stabilizer over spamming normal mode for a 3% chance over and over and over. However you want to do it, I would not suggest normal mode. I would suggest doing it in hard mode, but if you want to do normal, you could technically for the code, but I do not recommend it. You could get lucky though, it is possible. So however you want to do it is okay, but I recommend the hard one. And that is how you are going to unlock Ultimate Viessa. I still need to get my pieces for her. I did get really lucky with the Ultimate Glay pieces. So again, guys, it's all RNG. I'm not going to tell you how long this is going to take because it's going to vary between each person. It could take somebody 10 hours. It could take somebody a week. It could take somebody 3 weeks. It just depends. That's the way RNG works. So if you are wanting to unlock Ultimate Viessa, it could technically be a hellish grind, or it could be a breeze, depending on how lucky you get. So, you know, bear in mind that most of the time it's going to be a grind. You know, you could get unlucky, so it just is what it is. If this seems worth it to you, you can absolutely go for her. Her rates are a little bit higher than other Ultimate Descendants, so I don't think she's that bad to farm, but yeah, it all depends on your RNG and your luck. Also, keep in mind, as I already mentioned, with the next hotfix coming in, you will get those increased rates from the void shards. We assume that they are going to be buffing them even more. Their phrasing was rebalancing, so I assume they're going to make it a better system. And also they are going to be lowering those outpost timers, so we don't know what that's going to look like yet. We don't know what they are going to set them to. It could be they set them to a minute or 30 seconds, but regardless, that would be a lot better than having to teleport outside the map and back inside the map, because I know a lot of people on PC and or console might not load as fast as others unless you have a good SSD card. So I get that it can be frustrating having to teleport out and back in for a chance to reset the outpost. So at the end of the day, guys, you can decide whether this is worth it for you. As I said with my Glay, I'll probably, you know, just kind of farm her casually and see if I get lucky, like I did with Glay. I'm not really in a rush to unlock her. However, eventually I do want to get her. But this is going to be how you unlock Ultimate Viessa. I am Samix Plays, and thank you so much for sparing some of your time to sit here and watch my guide video. I wish you all great luck. I hope you just go in and one-shot her and get it all done. Thanks for all the support on all my videos, guys. Truly, thank you so much. I will be doing the Guy Ultimates next, so keep an eye out for that, and sub if you want to see more TFD content, want to see more guides, and I will continue to upload them. Thanks again, and y'all have a great night and or day, depending on when you're watching. Y'all take care.